Hi, my name is Ira Selski. In our lifetime, we are witnesses to the ravaging effect of poverty, disease, and political unrest on the nations of the African continent. While the country of Tanzania lacks the political unrest of other African nations, its social fabric has not been immune to the devastating effects of poverty, disease, and HIV, severely reducing the young and middle-aged adult population. Today, out of a population of 40 million, 20 million Tanzanians are under the age of 18, and 2.6 million of those are orphans, with nearly half a direct result of HIV. Without a sufficient adult population to create stable families in society, poverty, disease, and child labor create a vicious cycle that is difficult for many to overcome. This cycle wreaks havoc on the population, the nation's economy, and extracts a very high human toll. Kufa kwa mdomo mate hutawanyika. When the head of the family dies, that family breaks up. This is the reality of life across many nations of Africa. In 2002, Hezekiah Mwalugaja and his wife started an after-school program with 12 children in response to the growing number of orphaned and needy children they saw in their neighborhood. The program started at their church in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. The number of children quickly grew from 12 to 30 as the kids would ask if their brothers, sisters, cousins, and other neighborhood children could join. As time went on, the needs of the children also grew, and more of their parents died. Eventually, the children began to live at the church. This work led Hezekiah, an orphan himself, to quit his job and devote himself fully to caring for and providing for these children. Hezekiah's story is one of burden, sacrifice, and action. He was burdened by the need he saw in his own community and felt God was calling him to do something about it. In the beginning, things were often tough. Hezekiah and the children all remember a specific time when the food ran out and there was no money to buy more. The children and Hezekiah and his family went without food for 2 days. That night, Hezekiah gathered the children and told them they were going to pray. So they prayed for God to provide food. They all went to bed hungry that night, and when they got up in the morning, there was a bag of rice and a bag of beans waiting on their doorstep. Hezekiah says this was a turning point for the orphanage and for the children. He says that after this, the children's faith began to increase. They now believe that God can provide for them and God will take care of them. The kids themselves tell stories like this one about praying for food and clothing when there was no more and no money, and God providing. Many of them now have a deep trust in the Lord that He will take care of them. This is a big part of the vision of Hananasif. In 2006, Hananasif started a secondary school specifically for orphaned and vulnerable children. Today, the students of Hananasif Academy are hungry to learn and are thankful for this opportunity. Some spent years out of school and only dreamed about going to secondary school, never thinking it would be possible. Hananasif Academy is a dream come true for many of its students. Their education will provide many of them with the tools they need to get out of poverty and provide a different environment for their families and their children. Many of the students now have great dreams for their futures, dreams of becoming doctors, engineers, accountants, lawyers, and teachers. The genius of Hananasif is not just about meeting physical needs or education, but in instilling hope in their hearts. As Hezekiah says, they needed first to find the hope. They needed to first know that the loss of their parents or their life on the streets no longer defines them. It is not the streets or the poverty that has given them their name. They have been given a new name. They don't call themselves orphans, no. They call themselves watoto wa Mungu, children of God. This message instills a deep and living hope in the children, as well as a strong sense of community and vision. I believe it is the combination of the hope they have found and the educational opportunities they are offered that allows them to have great dreams. They really believe they can achieve a different life for themselves and do for others what Hezekiah and Hananasif has done for them.
Sikia mwenzangu nikunong'oneze habari za huyu mwenye nguvu zote, mamlaka yote, Mwokozi wa watu wote.
As a sophomore in high school, I lost my father to cancer. At a time when my family was in need, we were helped by a caring church and school community. We got through those times with the loving support of others. This experience strengthened my character and taught me a greater dependence on God. The years that followed then provided me with a strong academic background, with college degrees in both engineering and linguistics. My college years also provided the chance to study and volunteer abroad, where I came to understand God's heart for all nations. Towards the end of my college years, I spent 3 months in Tanzania, and I got to spend 1 month at Hananasif Orphanage. That time changed my life. Today, with my experiences abroad, my engineering degree, and fluency in Swahili, Hezekiah has invited me to spend a year at Hananasif. This one-year project has 3 goals. Number 1 is to lead a team of students from the U.S. Number 2 is to enhance academic preparation of the students of Hananasif in math, English, and Swahili. Number 3 is to create and implement efficient operational systems for the orphanage and school. After I lost my dad, I came to know God as Father in a new way. I want to help children in Tanzania come to know God as their Father and Provider. Mungu ni baba wa yatima. God is the Father of the fatherless. I believe God has wonderfully prepared me and given me the desire to help the fatherless of Hananasif. Broken families are the reality for 2.6 million children in Tanzania. Today, through God's grace and His people, the work of Hananasif is changing that reality, one child at a time. I need your help. Would you consider making a commitment to pray for me and Hananasif once a week for a year? Do you have expertise, skills, or supplies to contribute? Can you be a connector and help others get involved? And lastly, can you provide financial support to help me serve at Hananasif in the upcoming year? However you choose, I welcome your involvement and partnership. Kujali yatima ni ibada. To care for orphans is worship.
Ne